not lie. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Here's the thing about lying, okay? Believe me. Take it from me. I lived a lie. For a long time, my life was a lie. The thing about lying is this. Once you start the lie, it becomes very difficult to break the lie. You become committed to it. You will believe your own lies. Now, at a logical level, you might really know that you don't believe the lie, but deep down, you start to believe the lie. You'll defend it. You'll defend it as if it were the truth, as if it were you, because it becomes part of your identity. That's the thing about a lie. It's just not worth starting in the beginning. You know, this is something, like I said, I've had a lot of experience with. Okay, on both sides of it. I deal with guys all the time. I coach guys all the time. Okay, the number one thing that stops guys that I work with from achieving the results that they want, from growing, is lying. Lying to me. Lying to themselves. Lying about who they are and what they struggle with. It's so funny. It's like going to the doctor because you got a bloody nose, and when the doctor asks you if your nose is bleeding, you say no, because you're embarrassed about it. It's like, how can he fix the problem if you can't even admit what's wrong? You're probably in some lies right now that you're holding on to. That you're holding on to tightly. I just dealt with this in two different scenarios. And it's interesting. It's interesting just how even good people, really good people, will hold on to a lie. They'll persist in the lie. You will tell them, I know you're lying. You will say, I'm not even mad at you for lying. I'm not even upset at you. I totally forgive you. Just come clean. Just tell me the truth. You're not going to be in trouble. I'm not going to be upset with you. I'm not going to hold it against you. And they'll get mad and persist in the lie. I've done it before myself, okay? I'm sure I'll do it again at some point. Hopefully not, but that's how it goes a lot of times. And the thing to recognize is when you're doing it, so you can stop. It's so easy yet so difficult to stop. But let me tell you why you need to stop. Why you need to turn around when you're caught. Even before you're caught. Just don't get into it in the first place. But especially when someone tells you you're lying and they know it. The reason why is because if you hold on to that at that point, it will become 10 times harder to ever tell the truth or to let go of it, because you're doubling down on that. Because now you're lying about lying. Do you understand what happens? Do you understand how now there are consequences, perhaps if there wasn't before, for the lie, because now you're lying about lying. Now you're persisting the thing. And if you don't turn around in this moment and you let days or weeks or years go by, that lie becomes something that you have to defend to the death. And it's an icky feeling. It doesn't feel good inside. It'll plague you. It'll be a curse on you. You carry it. Believe me, I know these things. The other thing that's going to happen to you with these lies is that you're never going to be able to get to where you want to get. If you lie about your abilities, you lie about what you've done before, you lie about where you were at, and you lie to yourself about this, no one can help you. No one can help you grow. You cannot get past the point of your lie. You can't get to your point of your lie. You can't get to where you want to be. You're stuck where you are. It solidifies where you are right now because you can't grow past that. You think when you tell the lie that you'll tell the lie, and then eventually you'll get to where the lie becomes truth, and that's a way out. It's not a way out. It's a dead end. It's a dead end, because once you've committed to that path, you can't see the direction to go. It's like being on a map. It's like going to Google Maps and asking for directions for somewhere, and you put in your location, but you put in the wrong location of where you're at right now. Those directions are going to be fucked up. They're not going to be right. They're not going to guide you to the correct path. It doesn't matter how bad you want them to, it's not going to. You have to have the correct location that you're starting from in order to get the directions for the correct destination. And you know, I don't know why we persist to hold on to this thing. Is it a matter of pride? Is it, you know, I guess so. But the lie becomes the identity. And like I said, I mean, I'm telling you from a lot of experience. I mean, I lived a lie for 3 years of my life. It became hard to not lie. I mean, the web was so entangled. I unraveled it myself. You know, I didn't get caught in the lie per se. I mean, some of the ones I guess I did to a degree, but for the most part, I unraveled it myself, and it still was really extremely difficult to do, and it had dire consequences. And it fucked my whole mind up for a long time, and made it, and it became easy to lie, honestly. It became the default. It's like, I don't have to tell the truth. No one will know. Such a separation of intimacy. You want to have close relations with people, you want to have close relationships, you want to have intimacy with a partner. When there's lies involved, it's impossible. Because you can't be vulnerable. You can't share someone else's vulnerability. You got something stuck there. It'll destroy your relationships. It'll destroy your own self-esteem. Because what is your esteem built on? A false self. You can't build your esteem on a false self. It has to be a real self. And a lot of times I know that the pride. And again, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you should never hold back the truth from people. Sometimes that is necessary. Most of the time it's not. But there are some things that it's perhaps better that some people don't know. However, almost 99.9% of the time, you should be acting out of complete honesty. And I know right now, you're watching this video, you've got that lie you've been telling, that thing you're hiding, and you still don't want to let it go. I'm right there with you. I get it. The consequences, maybe. You held on to it for so long, and now what are the consequences going to be when someone actually finds out how long you've been lying for? It might be big. But what I have found is that most people do appreciate the truth, and they will respect you for the truth, and sometimes you have to accept the consequences for the things that you've done. And if you're not willing to accept those consequences, you're going to accept greater consequences. Most lies come out at some point. And when they do, they're much worse than when they started. It's not worth it. It's not worth what you're going to destroy. It's not worth the relationships that you're going to destroy. People might not know what you're lying about, but they know that you're hiding something. And a lot of times, a lot of people will just, they'll pretend like they believe your lies. They don't really, but they'll pretend. They'll give you the lip service, but they'll know you're lying. Some people will tell you to your face. They'll say, hey, that doesn't sound accurate. Are you sure about that? Give you a chance to save face. And if they're a really good friend, they'll say, hey, you know that's not true. That's a lie. Why don't you just stop the lie now? And I'm not going to be upset at you. I'm not going to be mad at you. That's your opportunity. That's your golden opportunity. You got to take that opportunity to get out of it. Because if you don't get out of it now, it's going to drown you. It's like a weight that's tied on your ankle that you're going to have to carry around as you're trying to swim through the ocean. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm only making this video, and I'm only drawing this out because you're still watching because you need to hear it, because you know it's true. And you might think that the weird thing about it too is that you might think that you're going to tell some of the truth. That's such a big mistake. Why if you're going to go that far, go all the way. Don't minimize the thing by throwing a lie on top of a lie and telling some of the truth. That just makes it worse. That's so much worse. Because then when the truth comes out, no one knows if it's the real truth now. Is that another minimized truth? They can never be sure. And you don't get the absolution that you get when you just tell the full truth. Good luck.